National call. We got a big one lined up today too. If you just missed our builders call, it's probably because you're not interested in building yet, and that's okay. But if you are, you definitely want to come to these calls 30 minutes early, because there's some amazing stuff that we hit. We've got kind of a great follow-up, Casey. I can't remember a time when we've had a big call of rollouts. Yeah. Followed by more rollouts. And that's really what
calls with rollouts. That's right.
We got a couple of calls of rollouts. So you will not be drinking from a fire hose today. We're going to make it very simple. We're going to follow up on a lot of the stuff that we initially talked about last week. And we're going to have some really cool special guests with you, some faces that you haven't seen. You can see Mr. Mark Scafaro there, who will be coming to here in a little while. And then we've also got some things we want to hear from just our partners with SBLI. We got
Dennis on right now. Yeah.
Dennis there, who's
big day today, guys.
Background faded. He didn't want anybody to see what's back there. That's okay. Keep us guessing, Dennis. I like it. And of course, you got Pope, who has the best background as always, with lava lamps, Jimi Hendrix, and John Wayne. And is that a little? Well, we won't go there. I see a lot of really good Buddha. I thought it was a Buddha. I just was making sure. Good to have you here, Pope. I think to kick us off, guys, we have a video, Casey. Is that right? I think we do.
I think so.
All right, everybody.
Let's try it.
We call it muting and veiling. So mute and veil.
Insurance was never on my radar. I thought this was one of those deals where you had to go make a list of 200 names of your family and friends and go chase them. And I wanted nothing of that.
I used to work 3 jobs, my teaching job and these 2 other additional jobs, in order to just barely make ends meet. I would never thought that I would be in insurance.
Yeah, when I first started Symmetry, it was really part-time. It wasn't even something I intended to do for a long period of time. It was to bridge the gap until I figured out what I really wanted to do.
I was definitely outside of my comfort zone because I was used to working a full-time career for about 11 years.
It's so new, and anything new is usually overwhelming. And I think we definitely had one foot on the dock and one on the boat for a while.
And just starting at the beginning is always uncomfortable and inconvenient. And we just have to embrace the uncomfortableness. And we have to get comfortable getting uncomfortable. The more we can do that, the quicker we'll get through that learning curve.
Yeah, new agents say to us all the time, I can't believe you do what you do. That's so amazing. But we were just not the version of ourselves that we are now when we first started. And we were waiting on the next version of ourselves to be able to move into a leadership role.
What attracted me to Symmetry was the fact that there was a kind of a business in a box, if you will. Running businesses for most of my life, one of the challenges was I never had a mentor, a coach, a Bible. There was no direction there, and you had to be able to adapt or you couldn't survive. And what was really neat about Symmetry was that it had all those things. It had the ability to not only earn income quickly on our own pen and on our own efforts, but then also utilize success principles of a business and be able to capitalize on that to create permanent, passive, and duplicatable income. I make, at this point, 6 figures a month. And, I haven't made less than 6 figures in probably 3 or 4 years at this point. And what I realize is that it's not about being about anybody else. It's about being the best version of yourself.
My youngest I was tying her shoes to get ready to go to school. And she said, I really like it better with you not teaching anymore. And I said, why? And she said, because now we're not rushing all the time. And now you feel like a real mama, not a babysitter. The thought of working a commissions job was really scary to me. And I really had to overcome that and realize that I could be compensated for how hard I worked all those years, and had to really break out of that poverty mindset that a commission job isn't actually a scary thing if you do the system and you follow the system.
I was beating myself up when I made mistakes. So we've got to give ourselves permission to make mistakes, and we've got to get comfortable asking for help and advice.
The personal development that I've gotten here, it's been life-changing. I'm not the same person that I was when I came here 4.5 years ago.
That's more gratifying for us now is to help others have that success. But it's not about doing it for them. It's about teaching people to fish just as much as it is giving them fish.
If they can do it, we can do it. And that's the mentality we, show our new agents, hey, we came from this. Yeah, we didn't start here. We started back there where you are.
If you're teachable and you're humble and you're coachable, and you're willing to put yourself out there and try something new, then you can have really great success here.
And being humble enough to put your ego in your back pocket is probably the biggest reason that I've had success here. And it wasn't about me. I just followed the leaders.
Man, that's so good.
So good. Yes.
Really good video.
I do. So
Share
good.
that on the social media pages.
That's right. You'll be able to soon. Put that out there, Joe.
Right.
Dindy. He is. We said something at the end of the last call that we wanted to reiterate for those that are just now joining us. New Orleans, everyone that's been affected, if it's Mississippi, if it's Alabama, anybody that's been affected on the Gulf Coast down there, man, we are with you. California, now Nevada with the fires, anywhere else that is kind of struggling with that, we are with you. Let us know how we can help you or your families release some burden. The last thing we want to do is add stress. If it's leads or if it's whatever it is, just reach out to us. Managers, bring that stuff to us as well. Let us know how we can be of assistance to you.
Yep.
Man, we got a good one today. And can I just say something before we get started on a personal level, Casey?
Yeah.
I'm really excited because college football is getting ready to kick off. Some teams already kicked off last week. So
Yeah.
I think it would be fun for just a second. No Alabama hate or anything like that. But why don't you you guys blow up the Q&A down there with who's your team, but also who do you think is going to win a national championship this year? I think I know who Marlon Faulkner is going to pick.
Brandon, we just got done talking about no divisive.
This is not dividing. I just want to hear.
Oh, really?
I want to hear what people think. I'm not saying that, Alabama, good Lord, look at the chat. We're already at 40. This is what I want to do.
I'm about to have to hit roll tide response 400 times.
I'm not going to do that because I am, I'm not, Roddy's gotten on to me enough. I'm not going to be divisive about, matter of fact, hang on. Let me change hats here. There we go.
There you go. That's not divisive.
It's not, I forgot about that. I had my Alabama hat on. So there you go. Casey, we got a lot to cover, not a lot of time to cover it. So why don't we get started with some leaderboards? I think that would be awesome. There we go. Quality level term is on deck today. Welcome, by the way, to September. Today is September 1st. Can you believe it? Good God, what happened to August? I feel like it still should be June, personally. Number one new agent for the week, Irina Aksanova. Congratulations with $5,200 in premium. Number one new agent for the month was Scott Cochran. Way to go with $19,000
Sean,
in production.
Yep.
What did I say? Something wrong?
You said Scott, I think.
I'm sorry.
Sean.
Spivey knows why I would have said Scott Cochran. And any Georgia fans out there know why I would have said that too. But we're not going to be divisive and talk about
You got really at football on the brain today.
It's my bad. I changed hats and it's just taking a second to seep in. Top 10 producers for the week. Edward Pritchett at number 2. Look at Ryan Gaska. 19 grand. Easy peasy Pritchett at 21. Whoops, wrong way. Gene Still is killing it. Still, $23,654 for the month. Capistrano Hogue back to Gene with $77,000. Woo! You got these SBLI guys looking in like, all right, what's it going to take for us to pull in some of that premium?
Yep.
We know it's coming. Be careful what you ask for. Top 10 app count producers. Amanda Lunsford was number one with 29 applications for the week. For the month, Frank Capistrano, 78 applications for the week. Unbelievable. Top Medicare sub producer for the week was Mary Strader. Well done. Top DI writer for the week, Michael Vigil. Top DI writer for the month was Gina Marie Wilson, $5,407. Way to go. Just stepping over DI policies here and there, Casey.
Yep.
Not marketing to it, just stepping over it. Top IUL producer for the week was Dustin Brasington with $14,823. That's a big one. Look at Nikki Soroka, Jerry Cantrell, and Bernadette Broke what did we say about Bernadette broke? She ain't broke no more. $30,000 in premium for the month just on the IUL side. Way to go. She's gonna be like, my name is not broke. Break. Shoot. Break. Maybe it's break. I don't know. Top annuity producer Shyla Russell for the week at 570,000, for the month also at 570,000. So well done, Shyla. Maybe Sheila. Top DFL producer for the week, George White, $26,000. Pope DFL is blowing the doors off of it right now. Just blowing the doors off of it. No, we have not. Congratulations to George White. We are just getting started with
Brandon. Before we move on, we got Mike Resma out there. If he'd like to hop on right quick, he got some killer feedback and also got to see his first altitude conference. But while we got him on, Mike, let's hear a little bit about this DFL momentum.
Let's hear it.
This was our highest week of submit last week that we've had in the last 12 weeks. And I just see so many more people engaged. The DFL, the debt-free life at quility.com email is really popping off. So we're going to have to get some additional people looking at that. There's just so much momentum that's going on with these new leads coming in and all the things that we're building with the Evergreen webinar platform. We're just getting started, you guys. This is just the beginning and everybody's on board. We're really blowing this thing up.
Yep. I love it, man.
Hey Pope, you're it doesn't show that you're muted, but I saw you were just trying to say something. So
yeah, DFL. I heard DFL leads.
Yeah,
that's why you unveiled
DFL.
Like, oh, yeah.
Wait a minute. DFL leads. Did I hear DFL leads?
DFL leads. We've got two actual different lead systems that are working right now. We've got one from a vendor that we've been working with to create for us, but we've got our own internal. We've revamped all of the landing pages, the rack forms, and what they're filling out prior to generating a lead for all the agents. So we bumped into Lisa Rednauer. Shout out to Lisa at the conference saying, man, I got 6 last week. I set 5 appointments, had 1 bad phone number. You know, one thing that you guys got to remember in a digital environment, you really got to stay on top of them and contact them as soon as possible. And where we're really seeing the most success is by calling them, not answering, and then text messaging right after saying, hey, I just called you, trying to reach out to you about the information that you requested about getting out of debt and building wealth for yourself. You know, when's the best day to meet? And we're seeing a lot of great response by doing that. So we're going to continue to scale this thing, ramp it up. And again, we're just getting started and doing even more, looking at credit bureau data. It's just it's exciting time right now to be living debt-free life nation for sure.
I think it's probably safe to say that we should be calling all of our leads immediately, but specifically the digital ones, because they're sometimes you might be calling. If you call a lead right when you get a digital lead, they might have just pushed enter on their computer to submit a request 5 minutes ago.
Yep.
Fresh
Something we're going to be talking about here in a little bit. You're full show, buddy.
And
Mike,
as always, you know, always got to kind of little pause for anyone in their first, say, 90 days, maybe 120 days. You know, we always get the Resma gets everyone fired up, which is what we want him to do. But for anyone brand new, don't derail yourself by focusing on this yet. You know, it's always good thought to just use your mentor's hindsight as your foresight. And so in situations like this, am I ready for it? And, you know, if you're still kind of working on the slingshot, like if you're getting ready to engage slingshot and you're in those first few contract levels, I'd say make DFL, you know, quarter 2, quarter 3 down the road. But for right now, Resma, if anyone is at a good spot to kind of jump into the DFL game bandwagon, what's going on? You got a boot camp coming up, right?
Yeah. This is not for somebody just starting off. Like on the Assura side, we wouldn't let people get into the advanced markets until about 12 to 18 months after they got the mortgage protection routines down. And for the Symmetry side, getting your building up your organization, you know, reaching certain levels. So this isn't for that brand new agent. But yes, well, we just confirmed, you know, we were a little concerned about, you know, COVID and the Delta, and always all of you out there, you know, our utmost important thing is that your health and your safety. So we were having some internal discussions and making sure that this next boot camp that we do September 30th and October 1st in Dallas, that we wanted to continue to do those live ones since we did have some COVID outbreaks at the last one. So we've identified that we're going to keep people socially distant, table 6 foot out. We're going to require masks We will keep it September 30th and October 1st in Dallas. But by the end of this month, we're also going to have inside of Quility U, the learning management system, to do on-demand DFL certification, because it's really hard to stay engaged for 2 days on Zoom. You're getting phone calls and emails and family and work distractions. So having the ability to say, okay, well, I'm going to do my course content plan. I'm going to do 2 courses today, 2 courses tomorrow. I'm going to get certified in a week or 2 and fit it into your calendar so it does not have you deviate from what matters. And that's getting more people into the industry and helping out more families. So you'll be able to do on-demand certification.
Love it.
Yeah, and to your point, Casey, what I would say is doable is find somebody in your upline that's a DFL expert, ask the questions, send it right upline, find that specialist, get them working with your warm market, work out a split, could be 50-50, 60-40, could be something like that, but you get production credit for that too, which does help for slingshots. It's fine to learn how to ask the questions. It's better when you're brand new to ask a question and get out of the way.
Yep,
absolutely.
Because you can focus on the beauty of what we do is you can focus on just learning how to call lead types, get in a house, make a sale, make money. We're going to talk about how you can make money almost immediately with the new products. So Mike, one more thing before you jump. What are we trying to accomplish here with this DFL product?
Not trying. We're going to. There is no such thing as try. We're going to get rid of $1 trillion, take it away from the banks, and put it back into the pockets of the American people.
I love it.
Love it, man.
So good to have you back in the office. We were really
killing it, Resma.
Real quick, I just wanted to say that, this conference and going to the Wayland altitude, so sorry for Pritchett and for Pappas and the Weagle altitude that got sick with COVID. Obviously didn't make sense for me to travel and potentially spread that to all of you guys, but going to the Wayland altitude, just thank you, Marshall Wayland and team, for allowing me to share my time with you guys and pour in. I was just absolutely blown away by the amount of love and outpouring, the amount of energy, from the glow stick dance to kick it off to, Puckett doing his jam session, really seeing everybody just pouring with the emotion. I think I cried 3 times with all the emotion, how it's changed people's lives. So great job to Waylon and everybody else that put that thing on. And I'm just glad I redeemed myself and did not fall off stage. Thank you all for allowing me to share my time with you all.
Thank you, Rezzy.
You're killing it, Resma. Appreciate it, buddy.
Good stuff, man. All right. Total recruits for the week. Never Sour Newbauer is at the top on the base with 9. Hello. Brian Delaney on the top with directs at 29. That's 6 licensed for Mark Newbauer and 10 and 10 for Cook and Delaney. About to see a lot more licensed recruiting coming in with what's coming out with products, with what's coming out with the tech. There's going to be a whole lot of people like, I don't like what I'm doing. I'd rather do what you're doing. Nope. Come on. Base Shop new writers, Ian Graham, Mark Newbauer, and Dan Miller, all with 2 each. George and Janet at the top with 7 in their direct agency. I love it. Some new SNAs, Connie Adams, Haley Miller, Jennifer Decker, Jeremy Razone, Julie Heathcote, Kathleen Failure, Kelly Muzan, Christine Gorinas, and Mark Linsner. Congratulations, all you seasoned new agents. I have a feeling we're going to see a whole bunch of those coming up in September, Casey.
Yes, we are.
We got a couple of big old altitudes behind us. You'll see Pritchett's numbers skyrocketed, back to above average from his. I have no doubt the Wayland organization is going to be doing the same thing this week after theirs. Then we've got a couple more coming up. So
we had exciting tar a couple weeks ago. So it's on.
It is. Key leaderboard, Haterist and Bullies killing it as per the usual, number 1 for the week and for the month with $76,000 in premium. Way to go, man. Ron Williams, the top AO for the week with almost $50,000 in premium. Carlton Lear, top for the month, barely beating out Jerry Choate, $151,607. Top agency directors, Larry and Ann Griffin, for the week and the month, $432,000. Hello, that's a big one. Top rad, Tony Capistrano, for the week. For the month, Eileen Balmer, $540,000, just shy of, I should say. Top managing vice presidents, George and Janet Mathews. Actually, Chris Cook, number 1 with $101,000. Chris Cook with $397,206. Way to go, Cookie. I love it. You think he's fired up for some football?
Mm-hmm.
I think he is. Kyle and Lisa Kimbrell with just shy of a $200,000 week. Way to go. $728,952, I should say, for the month. Way to go. Top executive vice president, Miranda Martin, with 100,000. Top for the month was Carl Miller with 515,000. Way to go. Top associate partner, Lynn Watkins, with 503 grand, 2.2 million for the month. Way to go, Leonard. Top senior partner, look at Pritchett's numbers. Boom, 923,000, 3.3 million, 3.365 for the month. Waylon with 700,000, had a big conference this week. Took a lot of people to Knoxville with him. Still finished with a great month, 3.314. So congratulations, all of you that still got some pretty good production out of conference weeks. That's what I love to see, man.
Yeah, and you're just talking about a couple big conferences, 1,000, 1,200 people plus in these in each of these events. So,
that's right.
And by the way, well done to all of you guys packing these altitude conferences out. I mean, I think when it's all said and done, we'll probably be in front of 5,000 people between these conferences, and then rolling right into Denver. It's pretty good timing.
Pretty good timing indeed. $177K for Edward Pritchett for the top of the directs board for the week. Mr. Pogue, who is on vacation today, said that he can't wait to see Jamie and Sarah. And I was like, God, so awesome. I remember that feeling coming after a conference. Take a few days to recharge. 653,000 on the directs board. Way to go, man. Edward Pritchett, top base shop for the week and the month with 160,000. And we've got some upcoming events to hit on. Tomorrow, we've got Linda Chung and Justin Elliott on leading and leapfrogging. I like that. Got a final expense webinar hosted by Gary Keith tomorrow as well. Friday, you've got Todd Spivey and Gary Keith, the final expense guru, on the Symmetry Facebook group. Monday's sales training call. I don't know that we're actually going to have a sales training call on the holiday. We'll keep you updated on that one. And then advanced market solutions call next week. What do we call it? DFLIVIN. Way to go. And then we got a Symmetry destination update. Casey?
Yes, we did.
Worked very closely with Four Seasons. Worked very closely. Everybody already got the announcement. It was kind of crappy news. Nobody wanted to do that. But we can't just think about ourselves, although, as Resma said earlier, that is our most important thing to think about, is the health and safety of all of us, all of you, but also the people that we're going to visit in Costa Rica. Their vaccination rate is slowly climbing, but it's still very below and limited from what other areas could be. So
yeah.
It was kind of a no-brainer. We huddled up with most advisor board members, and everybody kind of had the same thought, like we can't do this. Heartbreaking. Man, I was looking forward to going to Costa Rica. So we had to go back to the drawing board. And let me just say that it was very difficult because of COVID to find something somewhere at a time that we could do it, because we've got a lot of stuff already on the calendar for next year. But
we don't want to, and we didn't want to cancel. It's something we've never had to do. I'm not saying we'll never, be in that position, but thankfully we've always been in a position, if we couldn't go on a trip, to figure out a way to postpone it and either go back to that spot or go somewhere else.
Yeah. So it's not all bad news.
Nope.
I think
it's actually going to be really good news for most people.
I think it's going to be really good news. So if you like it and you think it's good news, then let us know what your thoughts are. But in March of 2022, we will be taking the Destination 21 trip. And we're going back to an old time favorite, going to LeBlanc Spa and Resort. And
right. The home of the Spirit Lifter, Brandon.
The home of the Spirit Lifter. And it's the 5-year anniversary of the Spirit Lifter creation. So there you have it. I can't tell you how many people have come to us and said, man, would you guys ever consider going back to LeBlanc? We absolutely loved that destination. The timing on this is going to be great. We're going to be coming out of conference. It's going to be freezing cold everywhere because it's going to be March and April. So hopefully everybody's going to be ready for a little fun in the sun. And I also heard from our good pal Ethan, who's in the office here today, that since we have been there, they've had about a $65 million. I don't even know if you would call it renovation, because there was
I don't even know if it's the
renovate.
LeBlanc, because I think it's the hotel next door, which will already, because this is adults only, but the hotel right next door is family friendly, and that's the one I think they just dumped another 60 some odd $1 million.
Okay.
Into. So
No,
last
you're
time
right.
we went on this trip, if I'm getting that correctly, I may be wrong. They may have dumped it into LeBlanc, but I don't know where they would have, because it's already a ridiculously awesome resort.
Yep.
But if you did want to bring your kids, then we would put you in the hotel right next door. And some people did that 5 years ago, if I can remember.
I think that's a first come, first served deal, because we've only got X amount of spots available. LeBlanc is adult only.
Yeah.
So can't bring kids into there. Don't try to sneak them in.
Can I bring my kid? Can I bring my kids?
You can actually bring your kid. Yeah, she's 35 years old, I think. So yeah, I think you're safe. Some of you are probably in that spot. Yeah.
You know, Brandon and I and Brian, we were introduced to this place probably 7 or 8 years ago, or maybe longer.
Probably. Oh, more than that. Yeah, more like 10 or 11 years. Yeah.
10 or 11 years ago is one of, Brandon, the first resorts you and I went to since starting the company. And I remember kind of all three of us getting there going, wow, we need to do an event here. And at the time, we wouldn't have been able to afford it at all. We had to wait for a few years till the company was at the right size. But this is a really cool resort. For those of you who have not been yet, looking forward to sharing it with you.
Yeah. And I would just say,
do you remember, Kate?
Go ahead, Bob.
Do you remember? Do you remember? I didn't want to go because it was just like I was busy and I was like complaining and griping about going. I got there and I said, okay, I'm never going to complain about anything like this again.
I know.
Well, we just wanted to say, you know, it's for us. We always want there to be like an experience and some sizzle around the destination. And I guess from the outside, like if you're hearing Cancun, you're like, all right, that sounds pretty cool. But then when you get there to this resort, you're like, oh my gosh, this place is amazing. I've already gotten about 10 texts from people saying,
and it's, I mean, my phone was blowing up over it.
They're fired up.
It is an all-inclusive, which is nice. We turned Four Seasons into an all-inclusive in Costa Rica. This one is actually built to be an all-inclusive, but it's unlike most of the all-inclusives that some of you know, I was familiar with, like the food was kind of subpar or whatever. The way they do the all-inclusive here is pretty magical. From the food, the bars. I mean, it's really good stuff.
It's 5-star, and you know, top shelf, you know, beers and liquors, and food is 5-star. It's 5-star.
Yeah, it's a nice resort.
It is. So there you have it. We'll start rearranging flights, getting everything going. I've had some questions like, is this replacing the Costa Rica trip? Yes, it is replacing I think it was the 19 destinations trip, which got derailed. There's 19 qualifiers, got derailed in 20. We tried to put it in 21. We went to the first one, which was actually the 20 trip. And then because of this explosion in the new variants and stuff, like we really had to work with the Four Seasons and just realized it wasn't the best timing. So yes, it is replacing that. And everybody that qualified for that, come join us. You will love it. So excited about that one. I think we have a couple of people on, Casey. That we may just wanted to kind of talk to. Oh, hey, before we do that, I think we had one more thing, and maybe they can actually help us with this.
Right.
This is important. We didn't have this talk before Memorial Day. We didn't have this talk before the 4th of July. We really wanted to have this talk before Labor Day because we don't want it sneaking up on anyone. Okay. We are so in favor of people taking breaks, spending time with your family, doing all those things. But I just want to let you know that if you will get your work done, even if it means changing your schedule, maybe you do a lot of your phone appointments or your phone work or whatever on Monday, be proactive in changing your plans so that you're getting the most out of the day that maybe you have to miss, so that you don't skip a beat, because you will enjoy that vacation, that time off, that time with your family so much more if you take care of business or have a plan to take care of business. Okay. So the question is, what are your Labor Day plans? We've already seen from the 200 people blowing up the chat on football weekend and who everybody thinks is going to win the national championship, that there are clearly some plans going on for Labor Day, at least watching some Saturday football. But here's what I want to remind everyone. We got double production going on. We're kicking off the fall with double production on ears for the month of September. You don't want to miss out on the first week of that and have to kind of climb out of it, because Casey, as you mentioned, we've been having a lot of conversations finalizing the ears so that we can get those out. And there were several people that actually had, nose to nose production or even a touch lower that actually got to jump ahead and move up a category because they took advantage of either double production weeks or double production months. So make sure that you do that. It so matters. Leaders, it matters what kind of conversations you're having with your team. All of that matters. Okay. So anything you want to add to that, buddy? Or maybe we can get Marvelous Marlon Faulkner on.
Yeah.
I would love to hear his take on it. And we've, excuse me, I know we got Marvelous Marlon. We got Miranda Martin on as well. Miranda, y'all jump on with us.
Yeah. I told them, Brandon, just would love to hear just a couple minutes from each of them on, takeaways from their conference and just the energy and the vibe coming out of conference and where the team is focused right now, and what you guys are kind of doing to capitalize on the moment. Miranda, ladies first.
What's up?
Hey.
Miranda Martin, Director Ryan Miller, guy, super fired up. Yeah, we just got back from conference a couple days ago, and man, it was so cool. I've had so many people come over to me and be like, listen, I'm cannot wait. I did not realize it. They were trying to be so focused on the process. And they said, I realize now this is all about me growing into the person that I need to be. And, planting my flag here, and I'm bringing 10 people to the next conference in Denver. So that was really it. A lot of people just saying, you know what, I'm ready to change not only my life, but the lives of other people. And man, we're selling owners packs. They're going out of style. So we're probably going to sell the place out. So you guys better hurry up.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. And then, so the team is focused on coming out of conference, packing Denver out, focused on slingshot. How are you guys kind of putting the focus on those kind of things right now with the team, outside of just kind of the 3 T, talk, teach, testimonial type stuff?
So here's the thing that we figured out. Number one, there's 2,000 people on this call, right? Mm-hmm. We can only put 5,000 people in this room in Denver, right? I think we had, I don't know, I think Wayland can probably do 4,000 of those people. You know what I mean? Not including Edward, Danny, Linwood, whatever. But here's the part, because we were looking at the owners packs, right? And the slingshot bonus, right? Everyone can earn a raise. But here's the part that we're really fired up about. When you hit that, let's say $5,000 business, and that you hit the slingshot, how much money do you get in a bonus?
When you hit the 5,000, you get 500. Yep.
Right. So what we're doing is we are going to make sure everyone that's eligible for those slingshots, that we're hitting those bonuses, because that's going to pay for an owner's pack or two.
There you go.
You guys are actually going to pay for all of our owners packs, man. So that's what's happening right here. Right.
Awesome.
So I just think that it all goes together, but maybe it pays for an owner's pack, plus it pays for some of the marketing that goes behind that too. So we're leveraging what you guys have already put in place to help us build our future hit years. If you didn't hit it this year, we're going to get it next year. We're just stacking it up.
So good. Y'all are just stacking investment up. You're stacking investments, you're constantly kind of talking with the team about, and that's so in line with the word of the year, invest. What a great thought and idea on what's the best way to reinvest that, and some people might be in a position where it's we need more leads right now, and the next month they hit the slingshot and they get $10,000, and so that maybe is the money that comes in for the owner's pack. But I love the intentionality around that. Use that investment dollar to pack out the Denver conference, because that's how we win here. Conference to conference, right?
one of the things that you guys always taught us is these extra bonuses that Symmetry gives out, the producer bonus, the capital bonuses, any of these bonuses that you get, lead override, absorption, whatever. We don't use that to buy a purse, okay, or pay our bills. Like that gets reinvested into our business to grow it. And I think that's one thing that you guys have always said, like that doesn't go to anything except an activity that's going to help you create more business. And I think that's an important thing to bring into this.
Love that. Love that, Miranda. Killing it. Marlon, how about you, buddy?
I love it, Miranda. Marlon Faulkner, Director Nate Alford, Brad, Matt Smith, Edward Pritchett, Brandon, Brian, Casey. I have to say something. I was looking at the screen, and in the back of Pope's screen, there's a picture of John Wayne and Jimi Hendrix. There couldn't be two people more different in the world, but that's who Brian Pope is. And that's so awesome. Like, I can't take my eyes off of somebody. I love you, sir. I love you, Mr. Pope.
And the Buddha snuck in there too.
Yeah, exactly. And a lava lamp.
And Billy Gibbons. That's awesome. Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top. I got him. What you can't see is, look at here. Look what I got over here. I got.
Oh, there's Muhammad Ali.
Greatest.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
Nice.
That only makes sense.
Man, it's making me want to get over in my new office and get it
I
decorated.
know, man. We need to get in there. It's so scary.
I know. I got like a path to nowhere behind me. It's like nobody's getting fired up about that.
What Brandon, you also like around the corner, I can't show you, got a picture, a big picture. It's like 6 feet by 4 feet of the dude.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
All right.
So, man, we're just fired up. And I want to say this to you guys, because we've got some different strategies around the slingshot, but I owe you an apology. Honestly, I owe Brandon, Brian, and Casey an apology, because what happened is what happens to a lot of people. I got to the top of the company. I got comfortable. I got to the top, and to be homeless and to get where I've gotten to, a lot of people may have never experienced that, but I got to the top. But I had a conversation with Brandon a few weeks ago, and this is just the beginning. And when I got to the altitude conference and I saw that Edward Pritchett's Bay Shop is number one, and then all these top people are out producing and buying owners packs, I said, I'm sorry, I haven't done my best. And so for the last 2 weeks, we put over 20 people in our Bay Shop. And here's how we're using the slingshot. Here's how we're using it. I tell people, and this might not be fair, I probably shouldn't tell you. You're like, no, you can't say that. But oh well, it's already out. The cat's already out of the bag. But I'm telling people, if you're at Symmetry, the slingshot's good, but it's not for you. See, the slingshot is just production. The one thing we know about Symmetry is we produce and we recruit. So the slingshot is not for you to get to AO in 9 months. The slingshot's so in 9 months, when you recruit people, that you break out as a regional agency director. See, it's not just about me. And when I thought about my business was just about me. And when I look at Brandon and Casey and Brian, you guys gave away hundreds of thousands of dollars because it wasn't about you. And that's the example you've gotten. So when I look at this, when I look at the ears that are coming out, when I look at Labor Day, of course I got to go to work. Of course I got to recruit. Of course I got to give back, because if it was good enough for me, it's good enough for somebody else. So that's how we're using this. That's how we're fired up. We're fired up to go to conference in February. And then I get to go back. I got teary because when I hit the top of the company, we went to LeBlanc. And I never left my bathrobe and my bath slippers. Because I was relaxed. I'd have my swim trunks on. I'd get in with Pope, and I tried to do I don't know what you guys call the rainmaker, whatever you call it. I couldn't do it. And I went back to the spa. But guys, this is it. Tomorrow is not promised. Today, we got to go give 100%. And I didn't do that. And so I'm excited to go out and prove that you can start at the top and start over again at the bottom and reach the top. And that's what we're going to prove. And we're going to keep building this thing and growing this thing. So I'm fired up. So thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing what you guys did, because you guys gave the example that we get to give. You didn't do it for yourselves. You did it so that other people could do it. And so thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Was that good enough? Was that good?
Great message.
That was good. That's very good.
Guys.
You notice if Marlon, if in his video, if you duck down just a little bit, you've got like a little halo above your head. So make sure
you kind of do.
The angel. It's pretty nice. If we stay here long enough, maybe the devil will show up on the other side. I don't know.
Guys, we are just getting started. That's what's cool about it. We are just getting started.
Yep.
We're sharing 10% of what's coming.
Yep.
10%. We're just right on the front edge of this thing. So just buckle up.
Yep, absolutely.
Thank you,
Miranda. Guys. Thank you, Miranda and Marlon. All right, let's get back to today's regularly scheduled program. Hopefully that influenced your Labor Day plans. You can still get the wings and the ribs on the grill. You know?
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, and make it Labor Day, not Labor Week, like you said Dan, earlier.
That's right. It's a day. You got, who was it, Casey? We used to say you got to be like Bootsy Collins and see around corners.
That's right.
And as a producer, as a manager, you got to see these things coming, plan accordingly. And if it's a Monday that's off, well, that's fine. We got plenty of time. Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's all good. So last week, we went over kind of 3 primary areas that we're really have doubled down in the past year investing in into the organization, really investing into the platform. We've got quality level term, which we're going to be talking about here shortly. We've got a lot of things going on with leads. Last week, we really broke down the slingshot. And as you just heard how Miranda and how Marlon and other people are using that, I would say one of the most important things that you can do as a manager, as a builder, as a new agent is understand that slingshot backwards and forwards. Know how to promote it, know how to talk about it. If you're a new agent, know how to go get it because you're creating your story. But we talked a lot about that last week. We want to dig into some very specific things that are happening with the organization right now. As everybody knows, for the past several months, we've talked about different ways of investing in leads. And really, these are some great opportunities that I think every organization should understand very clearly because it will help you unlock more leads than you have currently, right? And as we all know, the key to growth, Casey, is 2 things. It's activity and it's promotion. It's those 2 things. If you're a builder, it's activity. How much are you recruiting? How much are you producing? Maybe you're riding both horses. It's promotion. How many people are you getting in front of someone or something other than you? What does your webinar attendance look like? What does your altitude conference attendance look like? We have a fall tour coming up. What is that attendance going to look like for you that's representing your organization? Because if I can get people in front of the bigger picture, then they're going to catch fire. If I'm trying to just do all of that work myself, they may or they may not. I don't know. I need to get my people in front of Casey Watkins because he will help grow my people. I need to get myself in front of Casey Watkins because I need to grow myself. Before I can make an impact on the people I'm trying to make an impact on, I first have to be the type of person that can do that, right? So how many of the tours are you going to be on? How many of the webinars are you getting on? What are the things that you're doing to improve yourself? Understanding how to invest in leads is what's going to also allow you how to get just massive amounts of activity in your organization. Many people have taken up the statewide or multi-state GMRs. I want 10 leads, but I'm only getting 5. Okay. Well, it's very simple. Find a state, plug it in, and get more leads. Maybe that's A1s. Maybe that's bonus leads of other categories. Maybe it's digital leads, right? But what are you doing to take advantage of the new landscape? Some of the things that you're going to see coming out over the next few weeks as summer is behind us, as holidays are behind us, you're going to see an increase in direct mail mortgage protection leads. Everybody loves those. You're going to see an increase in final expense leads, both direct mail telemarketing, potentially live transfer leads that are being trialed as well. You're going to see a significant increase in bonus lead inventory, which will come from an increase in A leads, but it's also new deals that we've been able to cut with some of our vendor partners that we were not previously able to cut.
Yep.
So A1 leads, as an example, you may see an increase of 1,500 to 2,000 a week. You may see a one-time dump in A1s and A2s of as many as 20 to 30,000 of those leads.
Yep.
Perfect timing. Now it's going to take us a while to get those into the system. You can't just take a big package and start dropping. You got to populate them correctly in the map. We got to put them in the right categories. There's some work that's going to go into that, but these are things you're going to see over the next week to 2 weeks. You're going to see us moving towards more instant allocation on all lead types. Already doing that on many digital leads, but you're going to see as instant as we can get on a lot of the direct mail leads. Now, obviously, it's got to get to the mail house. It's got to be scanned in. It's got to be inserted, and then it's got to be in. But that could be 12 hours from when it's received as opposed to 48 hours from when it's received. We've gotten a lot better.
Yep.
But We haven't gotten great yet. We've gotten good. We haven't gotten great yet. The people that are working these leads correctly are seeing the highest close ratios, right?
Yep.
One of the areas.
Before you move on to that, Brandon, can I just say a couple things real quick?
Sure.
You know, the title of this slide is investing in leads. Just want you guys to understand we're kind of putting our money where our mouth is, as we always have with our lead program. We're probably getting close to 6 million of net lead expense. This is after you guys pay your portion of the lead cost. In addition to that, it's probably close to $6 million for the year so far. So this is a heavy investment on our side to not just get more leads into the pipe, but continue to work on the quality of leads, because that's the key to this thing, guys. And there's no one in this game that understands how to do leads like we do, because it's what we do. We're not going to hand you, a big vendor list of people who are in the game to make money on leads. If we're talking about trying to create the most profitable opportunity for agents and agency builders, you have to control that process. And it's not to say that we're not going to have some vendors in the mix. It's just to say that the primary focus is to create massive amounts of profitability at all levels in our system. And the main way we do that is by understanding how to create good quality, affordable activity for you guys. That being said, I know we've kind of mentioned a couple times, there are some lead adjustment, pricing adjustments coming. We are moving, now that we've got, so much nice technology around data, we can actually really analyze what is the return that you guys are getting on your leads from an investment standpoint. Because if you're investing money in our lead program and it's not returning you the right amount, you're going to stop working leads and you're going to stop selling insurance. We don't want that. We want you to do more of that. So we are, in the next couple weeks, you guys may start seeing some adjustments to lead pricing. We're going to kind of try to bring as much transparency around that as possible when it comes to value-based lead pricing. We're actually in a meeting earlier today and I was getting really excited about it because some levels are going to go up, Brandon, but we always can look and see the averages. What is the average premium per lead, or what is the average amount of net place volume that comes from these leads? And then we can price them accordingly so that you're pretty much like, as long as I'm average, pretty much guaranteed to 4 times or 5 times my investment. Yeah. That kind of, I think, confidence going in when you're an agent, and you can kind of go in understanding that the averages show that I should be able to 4 to 5 times my return on investment with this lead type. It's a really good place to be as a company. And again, if it weren't for our visibility around the data and understanding that, we couldn't do that. So you will see some lead price changing. Some are going to go up. Some are going to go down, but we're going to pin it at that 4 to 5 times, depending on the lead types. The bonus leads, we're going to try to peg at 5 times a return on your investment, because there is a little bit more work involved in those bonus leads. The A leads, at a minimum, we're trying to peg at 4 times, but that is coming.
Yeah, Casey, let me jump in too and add a little bit of color that's good, right? One of the things we're working on right now, and I mean, this is all in development. Like, as an example, if you like the DFL software, anybody that's on the DFL software knows it kind of does the selling for you, right? I mean, it does a lot of the lifting when it comes to selling the concept and all that. We're working on platforms for across our product sets, where, as an example, we're working on a mortgage protection sales platform, digital sales platform that you can either do in-house or you can do virtual, that will really do the selling for you, but you can add ancillary product to it, and it shows so much value, where what it'll do is it'll drive premium up, which will increase your return on your investment with a lead, right? And I'm telling you, this is I think it's going to really change things. It's going to make life so much easier for us that are face-to-face with customers, virtual or otherwise. It's going to make that so much easier. And the products coming, there's so much technology that's going to really make things so much faster, way easier, provide more value so that you can actually get more premium dollar commitments from people. That will increase your return on your investment on leads. Yep. So there's so much stuff coming, and it's not far off. I mean, you're going to see things in the next 90 days. You're going to see some of it's might take 6 months, but this is all designed to make make your business more efficient, make your business more profitable, and really relieve even more time so you can either sell more, right, or have more time with your family.
Yep.
Exactly right. And that is the biggest value prop of the organization as a whole. Not leads, but overarching everything that you get from the organization is the value to do exactly what you just said. Save time and still make money, right? How can I make a tremendous impact on a lot of people and make a ton of money for myself, but not have to spend too much time away from the things that are important to me?
Yep.
That's what this model really delivers. And I think it's important too to note that, Casey, you made a comment, and I thought it was very important, and I don't want this to go over people's heads, that, you know, everything we're going to in value-based lead costs, you have to notice the pricing of leads, because our job is to price them dead on to the value that they're supposed to bring. So if I see a lead, for example, that's a $9 lead, what should I expect? It's not going to be as, I hate to say as good, but you're going to have to work harder for it than
the
you would
ratios.
a $45 lead.
Yeah.
You're going to have to put in more activity. Some of the things that we're really working on behind the scenes is how do we automate that activity so that you're still saving time? And that's kind of the next generation of what will be coming out to you guys. Okay. So let's talk for a second then about something that we've been working on for about 3 to 6 months. Some digital exchange leads, exclusive life source leads from multiple private digital partnerships. We think that we should be able to create tens of thousands of these leads every month. Okay. So there will automatically be thousands available on a weekly basis. We're going to continue to scale that. As with all of our digital leads, speed of response is the key. So if you're an agent that is accustomed to making your dials on this day or these 2 days and then making your sales later in the week, you have to be able to adjust, because these won't be as good for you if you get it on a Wednesday and don't call it until the following Sunday or Monday. Okay.
Yeah.
You got to get on it quick, because what do we know about someone looking for life insurance online? They're not just looking, they're looking to buy. And so they're not going to wait around on you to get back with them before they go buy. And the last thing you want to hear is, well, I've already gotten it taken care of. Now, Casey, if you do hear that, I've already gotten it taken care of, what is your perfect agent response to that client? Thanks for calling, but it's too late. I've already gotten it taken care of. How would you handle that, Casey?
Especially in light of today, I would say, great. Glad to hear that. If I were able to either get you more coverage for the same money or the same coverage for less dollars, would that be something you'd be opposed to spending 5 minutes on letting us dig into?
There you go. It's that easy. Still got it, buddy.
Still got it, man. Put me in.
That's right. So here's what the parameters of the leads currently are. Age 20 plus, actively shopping online for term life insurance. They have completed an extensive questionnaire online to request more information. And here are some options of what that may look like. And I'm going to pause on some of these screens because I think it's important that everybody has a chance to look at these and see how interested are these folks in getting a quote for life insurance. They may not be interested necessarily in meeting with a life insurance agent. That's why you have to sell it, right? So they're not saying, hey, I'd love for somebody to come over to my house. No, they're saying, I need life insurance. It's your job as a salesperson to bridge that gap. Casey, do you plan on participating in activities such as piloting, skydiving, scuba diving, or rock climbing? That would probably be yes for you. So we're going to kick you out. Okay.
Right out, done it.
Here's another option of what you may look like. Notice they're putting in a policy amount that they're interested in, how many years they may be interested in. Do you have any of the following health conditions? If they answer yes, that's okay. We have products for those folks as well. Are you a tobacco user? Here's another option. What is your gender? How tall are you? How much do you weigh? What is your birthday? Do you use nicotine products? How much coverage are you looking for?
I mean, Brandon, these are better buying questions than even the direct mail leads, which is kind of the gold standard in the industry, like, you know, as far as the last 10 years go. But
agreed.
When you look at these questions, these are a little bit more in depth to me.
Yeah, agreed. Look at this one. I mean, you're putting your name, birthday, height, weight, your existing medical conditions that you can actually go in and select.
Yeah.
Are you looking for whole life or term life? If I got this lead, I would be so excited. Now, here's what I would say. Hey, Casey, this is Brandon. I just got your request for a quote online for some life insurance. I will be your guide. I can give you some quotes. Let me ask you a few questions.
Yep.
That easy.
Super short and casual.
Yeah. One thing I would, because we've got to really set expectations correctly here on these. You're going to have there's going to be looky-loos, kind of like, I want to go online. I want to be, I want to go and anonymously look at stuff and so on and so forth. So we've got to warm them up, talk to them, have a kind of fireside chat about what, you got to warm them up a little bit, because our experience with them is that people are, it's kind of you walk into a department store, I'm just looking. Well, we know how that went. So you got to warm these are a little different. And when people were trying to work them in the pilot, like directly, and like mortgage protection, it was the struggle. Where they started having a lot more success was in just having a conversation. Like, it's very conversational up front, and then you can start to kind of slowly get into it. So you gotta, you gotta move softly with these stuff.
Yep.
And just like anything, guys, with again, as we're continuing to work on rolling out new lead types, and making those investments behind the scenes, having a very unemotional workflow around that. Our top salespeople are not emotional about what they're hearing on the other line, on the other end of the phone. They're not, and it's the hardest thing for newer agents, I think, Brandon, to pick up the phone and get a little, we were just tire kicking, or no, we're not, and you start forming your story around what this lead is like. And you start telling yourself, well, it's, I'm hearing a lot more no's on this. And so these leads aren't good, or these leads are bad, or whatever it is. You got to be careful with that thought process and getting emotionally wrapped up in the answer you're hearing, because it's not about that at all. It's strictly math for our top producers. They are simply playing the numbers game. They're simply kind of putting in the dials, understanding that the metrics will work out if you approach it, without emotion. If you're going to get emotional about anything, get emotional about the activity level. Get emotional about tracking that and understanding how many dials and contacts did it take to get an appointment, and do the math on that, not on, well, I got this guy on the other line that says this and that. You got to get emotional about the actual activity.
Yeah. And you got to do and when you do the math on the investment, you're actually way ahead, right?
Yep.
And lastly, and I don't want to get ahead of myself. Brandon might throw some at the screen here. We have some technology coming that's going to really help make this stuff, especially this stuff, very efficient and profitable.
Yeah.
Right. I don't want to get ahead of myself on it, but it's badass. When you see it, you'll see what I'm talking about. But we got a lot of work to do to make sure that we can deploy it properly.
Yep. I think it's you're exactly right. Some of the stuff we're working on, some of the questions we're getting are, where are these leads coming from? Random web pages. They're coming from everywhere online. Could be social media, could be target ads, could be people clicking on a link or an ad and then going to a web page. That's generally what you're seeing more of, is that they're doing a lot of either social media or just site ads and driving people to a landing page, driving people to a website and gathering their information. Okay. So let's talk about it. Boom. Is that right? Or is there supposed to be like a number in front of that? I don't think there's supposed to be a number behind it, Casey, but is there supposed to be a number in front of that? It's $9.
Nope.
Guys. $9. Okay. Statewide orders only. Why is that? Because that's how we keep it at $9. We have told everyone for months and months and months, get your statewide orders in, get used to working statewide, because this is what you want. Not to mention, like, most of these people are going to be so engaged with a virtual selling environment versus, someone wanting to come see them. You're going to have much more success doing it this way. And we can't narrow down the target so much that it fits into a county. Okay. They're going to only improve your close ratio and your PPL statistics, which I think is huge. Now, that's everything we're rolling out here is how it will be today, how it will be for the first few months. All of these things are subject to change. In order for us to change them accurately, we got to get feedback in opt very quickly and very accurately. Disposition each lead, let us know what's going on with them. That helps us dial in our targets and dial in all of our efforts to really optimize the lead and make them better. Okay. So Doug, I know you've got you've been a big help in kind of getting this order process streamlined through HQ. So I can just be your guide here, and you can talk about what people are seeing. Lead orders will be live as of when?
As of 30 minutes ago, when we thought we would have been there in the announcement. We've already got our first order in as well. So
nice.
Thank you, Scott Forehand, for putting in your order for digital. Digital leads.
I love it, man.
Yeah, man, it's super exciting. You pointed out on the original slide. I mean, I think the encouragement I would give is, in order for the company to evolve, we all have to evolve with it. And part of that is, adopting these strategies, looking at the ways that you're going to be able to really grow and expand your business. But what we're most excited about is this is our first foray into really being able to collect lead orders directly through HQ. So this is live, available to every single agent that is listening to me now. All you have to do is go onto HQ. On your left navigation bar, there's a lead order tab now that you can click on. All you got to do on that top button, and thank you, Craig Widener. These are not all lead orders assigned to you, although we thank you for allowing us to use your account behind the scenes to test the process. But you'll just be able to simply go here and hit the create an order button. If you click on to the next slide, it'll pop up. The one thing you have to make sure before you put these orders in is to have a credit card on file in opt so that we can charge as these are coming through. So click that button and then it'll expand out. If you go to the next slide, it'll expand out and it's easy peasy. You can select between a standing order and a one-time order. A standing order is good every week. A one-time order is good until filled. So if you just want to test them, put a one-time order, see how they go. If you like it and want to keep moving, as we assure you will be, you can change it to a standing order. The best
Doug,
part
go ahead, buddy. Sorry. You're probably about to answer my question. Go ahead.
Go for it. Maybe I was.
Well, my question was just, if I do have a standing order and I don't want to have a standing order any longer, how long am I on the hook for the standing order?
You can cancel anytime that you want to. And we only request, just depending on when that cancellation comes through, up to 48 hours to process that request. But we will have eyes on this throughout the day, processing the cancellations. So most of those will be turned around within the first 24 hours of cancellation. So there's actually some features that we're able to work into this process. I'll tell you about here in just a minute. But as you go through, you can select a standing order, and then you can add any state that you want. And the minimum quantity per state is 5, maximum is 50 right now. And we're just, as we're getting our arms wrapped around the full process, those things are subject to change as well. And there's just a little agreement. So you're not on the hook for these for any extended period of time if you decide to cancel an order. One of the other features we're really excited about that you can do, say you don't want to cancel an order, you just want to pause it for a little while. There will be a pause button available to you, or you can simply select to pause the order. That'll take it out of the queue until you unpause the order. So it allows you a ton of flexibility in managing the flow of these leads when they're coming in and when you're going to be available to work them. So the cool part about this is, as you alluded to, our goal is to get to instant allocation. This process right here is the backbone of what's going to allow us to do that. The next phase of development is going to allow us to auto-assign these behind the scenes so that it can be instantly allocated through the system. That's the next sprint cycle we're going through in development to be able to offer that. So that as soon as they hit us, they go directly to the agent. The agent's notified and has the ability to contact that client. As you alluded to, that part is essential in the success of working this type of lead.
Yep.
I think that's...
Got it. Thank you, buddy. That's perfect. Back to Craig.
Yeah, that's just the last little screen where you can see all the cancel pause. And you can also, at any time that you wish, edit an existing order. So if you want to just say, I want to keep my order, I want to try a different state, feel free to go in and edit the order as well, and that will translate and process through to the team.
Yep. Thank you, Doug. Appreciate all the work behind the scenes, man.
Nice work. Thank you, Doug.
I would just echo what Brian and Casey have said. notice the price on these leads. They're fantastic, but notice that we're moving towards value-based lead pricing. What that means is, we'll say it again, these only improve your close ratios and your PPLs, like bonus leads. So you should expect that they're going to have the value very similarly to an A1 lead, what used to be a 5A lead.
Yep.
Okay. So that's just something to kind of consider, is like you may have to increase your activity, but the next step in this is we're going to help you. We're going to help you with ways to increase activity without you actually having to increase your activity. So stay tuned for that.
I'm going to answer a couple questions real quick, just so, because I see a lot of the same ones coming through. They start their live now. If you don't see them live, you just need to refresh your screen and they will be live. The other question is, this is only available for this lead type currently in HQ, although we will be digitizing and working towards making it available to order all lead types in this manner as well.
A lot of changes are coming to improve the lead system, guys. Lots of changes, not just increases in leads, but how leads can be ordered, how leads will be distributed, how leads will be allocated, how you qualify for leads, how quickly leads will be allocated to you if you don't, or to someone else if you don't take yours. All of these things are evolving for the rest of the year. And we couldn't be more excited about it because it's going to make the value of this whole lead program skyrocket.
Yeah.
So, and I would say just one other tip that I wanted everybody to get. We mentioned it. I don't want to breeze over it. We're also mailing, you'll start seeing opportunities, managers and agents alike, to jump into areas like states where you currently may not be seeing a lot of leads. It's places like Kansas, places like Alaska, Hawaii, places like North and South Dakota, which maybe you're seeing some of that now, Montana, maybe you're seeing some of that now. But we're really, because of our experience, because of the way we're able to kind of drill into data, our goal is to go out, and if we can create one lead in a county a year, and it's worth it for us to do that, we're going to do it.
Yep.
Because this whole virtual environment has allowed us to do it. In the past, Brian, it wasn't worth it for us to do that because nobody's going to drive 6 hours to one county to work one lead, and we're kind of in trouble.
Yep.
Now, the managers that have made the transition to virtual, the managers that are really understanding what we're doing with not only statewide GMRs, but multi-state GMRs, are going to have an opportunity to pick up lead flow and therefore market share, where others that maybe didn't make that transition may not have the same opportunity. And that's what we've constantly been saying, Casey, over the past years. Those of you that are willing to kind of lean into this discomfort of change are going to be the ones that have the most to gain. Nothing wrong with those of you that don't want to go through change. You're just going to be kind of capped at the amount of resources that you can get.
Yep. Well said.
Yeah, the thing is that there's 1,671 counties that we had turned off that we've now turned on. And Hanson and I talked about this. We think there's probably between 1,500 and 2,500 leads a week that can be represented in those counties. Here's the thing. The reason they were turned off was because they're rural, they're remote, a bunch of states were turned off. And now there's no competition in those states because the competition's not doing what we're doing. So those 1,500 leads or 2,000 leads or whatever it's going to equate to are probably some of the best because nobody's calling those people.
Yep.
Getting still a lot of questions on how do these count against close ratios. They only help you. DX leads only help you. Okay. They only help your PPL. They only help your bonus. They're just like bonus leads. They help your close ratios. Okay.
They are still allocated and purchased through Opt.
Yep.
Order them here, but they're allocated and purchased through Opt.
So timing couldn't be better for Quality Term because that product is going to be perfect for these leads. Repeating Casey's objection handling of, I've already got it taken care of. Okay, great. Well, would you like me to see if I can get you more coverage for the same price or maybe even save you a little bit of money? Take us about 2 or 3 minutes to do that. Literally 2 or 3 minutes. This process, as we've been going through it this week, Brian and Casey, takes 10 minutes to go through the underwriting, to go through the application, and to go through the underwriting. So it could not be
and
better.
The policy and the policy
and to receive the policy. And to receive the policy. Let's have a couple of our buddies open up their lines a little bit. We got Ryan Toner, we got Mark Scafaro. See Dennis down there with SBLI. We'll come to SBLI in a second. Mark Scafaro, Brian Pope, you guys have been working on this for quite a while. And Brian, maybe I think it would be best for you to kind of talk through what's been going on behind the scenes with Mark and the company that we've partnered with, Efficiency. So Pope, I'll kind of let you do some introducing, and I can't wait to hear from some of the people on the line because they're going to make all of us sound so much smarter and better because they have great accents, Casey. We've got Russell.
I was going to say my favorite thing about Mark is his accent. You know, he brings now he's bringing a level of sophistication to the company. So I'm not going to take away Mark's being able to tell you about efficiency. I can tell you this. So in our quest to really change the industry the way we know it now, and really innovate to the point where everybody's going to have to. The landscape's changing. The way business is conducted is about to change completely. And Mark and his team, we met them, I don't know, what is it, probably 6-7 months ago, Mark? And
yeah,
it was 6 or 7 months ago. And it was literally like, I've been looking for you my whole life. And it took them a little while to feel warmed up with us the same way, but I think they started to finally see the value in what we do, because a lot of the direct consumer digital space in our industry is trying to circumvent producers and agents, right? And Mark and Robbie, his partner, really looked at it differently. Like, no, let's empower the agent. And it's like, we finally met somebody who was way ahead of the curve, doing things that nobody else is doing. There are companies out there saying they're doing it, right? Like Ethos and Ladders and these companies, but they're not. They're trying to get where efficiency is. And so we created a partnership, proprietary products. There's a lot more products coming. Mark and I have been working very closely together on a product set. The SBLI term, we're so excited about this, the Quility term, but we're going to have a suite of products that cover everything we do. We'll probably have all of it within 12 months. So we're going to probably have another product really quick here that will add more value to the SBLI term. And what's cool about all this, and I don't want to get out too far ahead, but it's all going to be done on one platform. So you can literally sell 4 or 5 products. The SBLI term, with or without the return of premium, a disability income, which we have coming, digital disability. All of these are digital, all just like the SBLI product. They can all be done on one uniform application. So you don't have to input an e-app, a bunch of different things, but the guts and the plumbing in this stuff, that's where the magic really is. So Mark, I'll let you take it away from there, but I can tell you this, guys, that not only are these guys smarter than most everybody else out there, they've figured out a lot more, but they're great people.
So, hey, Pope, thank you. And thanks, Brandon, Casey, having me on. It's great seeing all you guys out there in the virtual world. Look, I'll jump on what Pope said. From our side, we are super excited to be working with you guys. Well, we have met tons of people. And like Pope said, there's a lot of different players out there, and this industry is changing, but you guys are different, right? Like what we see with you guys, you are reimagining how life insurance should be sold. But you got the culture and the know-how underneath it. And that's real, right? Like just that entrepreneurial, just make stuff happen is, I'm telling you, unique. So that's what's got us really excited. And then, when we sit down with you guys and plot out what we can do and how we can bring our solutions, we get super excited. So I'll quickly tell you what we're building and a bit about efficiency. At the end of the day, we are a technology company that builds digital life insurance products, right? We're about building life products where a consumer in 10 minutes can be covered, right? Up to $1 million without paperwork, being able to walk away with a policy in their hand. And it's about taking that friction out. Now, like Pope said, a lot of that is to make life easy for the consumer. But what you guys have really opened our eyes to is there is so much opportunity with agents, making life easy for the agents, right? How do we make it so that you can focus on what you guys do best, recruit and sell, right? So with that in mind, we have built this first product, which is this Quility level term. And it's really looking to do, 3 or 4 things. One, what is it that your clients need, right? What are the features of the product that you need? And that's important, right? We need to hear from you guys, the people that sell, the people that live and breathe and know your customers. So what is it that we need in the product? 2, we build a product with superior economics. And what that basically means is the right commissions, good commissions, bonuses, all that stuff, right? And then it's about taking the friction out, getting it so that you can go through, do an app, do an underwriting decision, get a policy in someone's hand, and then move on to the next thing, right? Move on to the next lead, the next sale. So this week, rolling into next week, we're going to be rolling out this product, the Quality Level Term product. Like Brian said, we've made it proprietary, like so that you know, a lot of your competitors can't get their hands on this type of product, right? Makes it better for you and easier to recruit, you know, your talent in. And that's what we're going to be rolling out. What I'll say is this one product, and I'll pass it over to Dennis and Ryan, but you know, this is a Quality Level Term. Maybe you've heard a bit about it. It's up to $1 million, instant underwriting, commissions paid very quickly. But I'll emphasize this point. This is just the beginning, right? We really feel this is the beginning. This industry is changing. There are a lot of moving parts. There is a lot of money coming in, a lot of people figuring out where they're going to be sitting when all these changes happen. But we're going to be working with you guys to build a whole bunch of other products, right? And we're excited about that. And we're excited about that back and forth, right? Learning what is the products that you need? What do you need to put on your shelves? And we'll build it with you. So I'll pass it over to Dennis, because this product that we've built here and is launching is with our partner SBLI. The reality, and Pope will say this, none of this stuff works unless all the partners here are winning, right? And a key partner is the risk partner. And what I'll say is we've worked with and talked to and worked with tons of life insurance carriers, and SBLI is an awesome partner. And I'll leave you with this point. We built this product in less than 3 months. From the time that we all said, you know, here's what we want to build, let's make it happen. We did it in less than 3 months. And it's just to sort of let you go in the sausage factory bit. It typically takes a life insurance company maybe 2 years, sometimes 3 years to build a new product, right? So that's part of this magic that we've got here that we're excited about, you know, moving along. So this is the beginning, not the end. And I'll sort of pass it over to Dennis to talk about SBLI and his perspectives on this.
Thanks, Mark. Thanks, guys, for the invite today. Great to be here, and really pleased to be with you all, and look forward as we go down the road to meeting face to face around the country and whenever the time is right. But I just like to echo a few things, and I think everybody's brought up some really critical elements to success. What you have here is 3 like-minded entities. There's a lot of action out there in the marketplace. That's true. There's a lot of activity. There's a lot of chasing down this sort of new type of commerce that is digitally based. But it isn't always working the way that as anticipated. But here what you have is 3 like-minded entities working, collaborating, great transparency, great communication. And as Mark said, to bring a product to market within 3 months is kind of unheard of. But we have a good working relationship with efficiency. And, you know, I've had the pleasure of being visit the home office of Symmetry, and we've worked collectively together, getting all of our teams aligned. And it's really worked out well. And we see a long road with multiple deployments and different products as we sort of go down this road. So we're really thrilled about that. As Mark said, we have a good product. We think the product that's coming to market is a market leader. Not only does it have all of the economics that Mark talked about, we will also be supporting it from a wholesale perspective. And we'll be announcing at some point in the next month or so, I would like to think, an incentive that will run for next year. So we're going to do all of the things that we know are motivational for you. And I would say that, you know, the big thing that we have found, I would say we would all agree as we've gone through this journey, is the transparency, understanding and hearing back from the front line up through your leadership. And that helps us at a company level with figuring out what value and what elements we can bake into a product that ultimately go back down to you and that you can lead with on the street as you are, you know, protecting families and building a business. So we're thrilled to be here. We really look forward to moving along and being sort of, you know, developing a relationship with you guys in support of this and other products. But it's a very exciting time, and you guys should be really pumped fired up, as I guess you say, about this. So thanks.
Thank you, man. That's awesome. Fired up is an understatement at this point.
Yes.
Did we have some more slides to go over here? I know we're going to go dig into depth into the training on SBLI. I think Thursday of next week is the
Thursday next week, Casey.
Training rollout.
Yeah.
Training
Ryan,
rollout.
Yeah. Hey, Ryan, why don't you say a couple words too, man? You're on the
Yeah.
side of things.
No, yeah. So, just to talk about the product a little bit as sort of a teaser, you guys have some stuff on the screen here. We're fired up too. We've been working hard to get this out in 3 months. But I think some of the key differences on the product, it's a 10, 20, 15, and 30-year product. It goes up to $1 million. So take note of that. But Brian said as Brian Pope said, the process is kick ass.
Yeah, it is.
And that's the best way to put it. And so, the application is 10 minutes long. It's on Rails. It's really simple. I've sold final expense over the phone. It's not easy to talk to the consumer, hear what they're saying, put it in an app, drive to the next step, and then get them, to sign an application over the phone, right? You got to send out a hello sign or however you do it. You got to make that happen so it feels seamless to the consumer. And it's really not. You're working hard on the back end to make that happen. What we've done is make that application so easy that the product's intuitive. It's got some unique riders and features that we'll talk about next week. But also, the application. Decisions are happening on the efficiency platform as a whole. They'll never take longer than 90 seconds. Right now, the average is 43 seconds. And policies are delivered to the customer's email within 5 minutes, and the policy's available. And they pay with a credit card, and they can pay with a credit card this month, next month, and every month. So you can, make the sale and move on to the next one and get that family covered and, do whatever you need to do. Keep going. So we're excited. And we'll talk more about it next Thursday.
I love it. Love it, Ryan Toner. Pope, unmute yourself because you're giving us some really good stuff over there.
I want to give a teaser because we're not what you guys haven't seen is when you get into the training on this. I'm going to give you a little because we had agents running the software and everything just to make sure that it was seamless, easy, frictionless, and we made some changes based on people's preferences, the way things looked, all these different things. So this was done by your peers, right? But here's an example. So I got a text from an agent that said, "Hey, you're not going to believe this, but I just ran comparison that a Mutual of Omaha $250,000 Term Life Express, I can get the customer $643,000 for the same premium that I get the new $250,000 for." And across the board, they're all kind of shaping up like that. This product is, well, really, it's really priced like a fully underwritten term because it actually really is a fully underwritten term. It's just done all digital, right? Now, with that being said, again, I don't want to get. I want people to have some of the expectation here. There's rate classes, all this different stuff. So when I say fully underwritten, it's faster than anything else we use right now, faster than any e-app. The process, the underwriting is faster, but it's so much more competitive and brings so much more value to your customers. And when we start to get into some of these ancillary products that we want to have, it's not just always about death benefit. It might be about adding critical illness, a standalone critical illness, a disability income, accident product, all these different things that you can add on there where you're providing so much more value to your customer from the premium dollars that it is going to be impossible to compete with us, right? So I want people to really, really pay attention to this because this is a game changer, like nothing the industry has seen before, and that is not hyperbole. I'm not exaggerating. This is a game changer.
Yeah, you're right. Like one of the things that we've built into this is, think of this product as your first product. Go to it first because we will help you guide the process on field underwriting, and we can help the client stay away from an MIB hit. This is totally unique. We can help the client stay away from an MIB hit if they don't qualify, and we'll help you get through that process digitally. So if they need to pivot at some point, we're going to help assist in that. So we'll get more into the detail. We don't have time for it now, but there's 2 gates that we've got that are really going to help you, maybe even 3, to make this your first go-to product and keep you on track. So the process is the key here.
Yeah.
I think we forgot something that's really important, which is, yes, these are top comp products. This is a core carrier product, full comp, full bonus, full everything.
Part of the slingshot bonus too, Brandon.
That's right.
Yes. Carrier, kicker, slingshot. Yep. All that.
Yep.
There's the thing is the only catch, because everybody's going, what's the catch? The only catch is this is going to make your life way easier.
You're going to have to find something to do with all this free time, is I think what the catch is. I would say this. Here's
all of it.
In all seriousness, here's a danger that I think we want to be transparent that we're not a little concerned with. The product is priced so well that the last thing we want to do is you guys have a 10, 20, 30% decrease in APV because you're not selling the product the right way. And what is the right way? I think what we mean is, like, if something else was going to cost $100 and this comes in at $80, then it's a very simple question. The first way I'm leading in with this, Pope or Casey, is good news. We just got you $500,000 for the same price that it was going to get you $400,000.
Yeah.
Right.
So the nice thing about the platform is it actually is built to lob it up the right way from a proposal standpoint, right? It's going to actually adjust the death benefit before it adjusts the cost down, right?
Yeah,
we'll show that.
You quote someone and it comes back better, it's going to say, hey, exactly what you just said, Brandon. Hey, for the same price, here's how much we can give you. And you click the button and you go straight to the
that's great.
filling out the offer.
Yeah, and soon as Brian said, the platform will continue to grow, and so you'll be able to add so much more value onto just this one product moving forward.
And that's the point I sort of emphasize. Like, this is the first step, right? And we're only going to learn from this, right? And look, the fact that we can do a product in less than 3 months tells us, right? That's what we're in the business of doing, right? So it's not like put it on the shelf and forget it. We want to evolve, and a lot of that is going to be listening from you guys and getting the right input. So we want to hear it.
Yeah. One quick note from the sausage factory on this thing that we haven't talked about, and what makes this revolutionary is Mark and Robbie really, they took a very different approach on how to do what they're doing in the way of underwriting. And what a big part of that is the clients are already pre-scored, right? They get scored based on their profile, and they both worked at American Express. So they took all we learned over there from pre-scoring for credit risk and pre-approving people for credit cards and applied that to this process.
Yep.
It's incredible. It's like an outside viewpoint into an industry that's antiquated. And this is going to change, guys. Think about the implications of this. It will change the way we market, because if we can pre-approve to every U.S. adult, then we can market to them pre-approved life insurance. Like, think about lead generation and things like that. It's kind of blown my mind, and it's really gotten me to think way outside the box, where I never would have thought like that before, because it's something that I would have never thought of. These guys came up with. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it is brilliant. So here are the questions that I'm getting a lot of, and then we can kind of wrap, because then everybody's got digital leads to go start ordering and products to go start learning about, and all the great things that we're going to do to kill Labor Day week. When can I get contracted? We've already started contracting people up to this point. You will get notifications on when you can get contracted coming out. If not this week, then next week. We're working through a whole long list of producers. So we will let you know ASAP as soon as it's your turn in line to get contracted. We have thrown a lot of people at them so far, and they're working through it. The product is not quite ready to start selling today. We're thinking probably next week or the following at the latest is what I'm being told. So we're just wanting to make sure that it's rolled out perfectly for you guys. So all the bugs and all the bugs are worked out. Anything else, Pope or Ryan, Mark, or Dennis, that we want to add before just kind of looking at some of the questions, trying to answer those? I know that there is going to be a training next week as well to answer a lot of these, but
ROP coming in 2 months or so.
Yeah,
so I've seen that question.
No ROP yet. ROP is coming, as is a lot of different add-ons, as we've said.
Yeah, and I think we just throw in Brandon. There's a couple of sort of like unique elements, the charitable rider and some other stuff that we have in there. So there's some differentiation along with just the competitiveness and the ease of process and the speed. We've got some other good hooks, we believe, in there also.
Yep.
Good.
Agreed. I have gotten a couple of texts from some great salespeople that said, in addition, Mark, to what you and I were just saying on, we can get you more coverage for the same price. It's more of how you position that by saying, we can also take care of an extra year or two of your income replacement for the same price. So a lot of different techniques that we're going to be working with you guys on getting the most value out of this product. But needless to say, we're pretty fired up about it. And looking at the chat, I think a lot of people are pretty fired up too.
Yeah, it goes back to the other thing is this is going to be very hand in glove with our platform, our sales platform that's coming, where a lot of the sales process is going to be automated and simple and easy to walk through a customer with and to have those conversations so that you don't have to remember all this stuff. So the platform will be a lot like DFL, where it really kind of does the selling for you, but it's integrated with the application and the issue process and all that, where it's seamless, and you're going to have so many more options and competitiveness.
Yep. Well said.
Fun times, guys.
Mark, Ryan, Dennis, Miranda, everybody else I'm seeing on with us. Marlon.
Yep. Great call. Great
call. Can't tell you how excited we are to keep scaling this thing, guys. Had some comments that said, I think we broke HQ. We didn't broke it. We just kind of bogged it down a touch. So be patient. There are a lot of lead orders coming in. That's really exciting.
That's good.
How many times do you think we've said in the past that this is awesome, and what's even better than that is this is bad as it's going to get?
Just getting started.
We're just getting started, everybody.
Right.
Better hang tight. Everybody have a great week.
How long have we been saying you guys are not going to believe what's coming? And this is the very tip of the spear here. There's so much more coming. That's super exciting, and we're going to be armed to the teeth, and the market's not going to be able to compete at all.
I totally agree. I know that there are 4 billion questions that we haven't gotten to, and I know not only about Quility term, but also about DigiX leads. Stay patient. All these questions will be answered in the coming days and weeks. But we appreciate all the Q&A coming into us. We will be reviewing all of them, making sure that we get the correct answers out to all of you that have asked them this week and next. So everybody have a great week. Not supposed to say this, but roll Tide. See ya.
How about slingshot engaged? All right.
Slingshot.
Let's do this.
Engaged. Go get them,
All right,
guys.
guys. Thank you all. See ya. Have a good week.
Bye now.
Thanks all.